of the Second Half Health and Fitness Show, brought to you by Movement Academy. And then today we are talking about National Diabetes Awareness Month. And we have a couple awesome guests today from Diabetes Management and Supplies. So sitting next to me this morning is Jamie Patton, the marketing director from Diabetes Management Supplies. And we're going to talk a little bit today about type 2 diabetes and also type 1 diabetes and what they can do to help you with it, regards to diet, regards to exercise, regards to balance, a little bit about more of what they do and how they can be a great consultant to you. And as you manage through your diabetes or have a loved one that has it, we always think about with diabetes, we think about type 2 and type 2 and type 2 because it's so prevalent in the news all the time. But there's also a large segment of the population that has type 1 diabetes. And I have a couple of fraternity brothers that have type 1 diabetes, and it's a completely different ballgame than type 2. And diet is obviously very heavily involved in it, but it's a different aspect of it. So that's one of the great things that we want to talk about today with Jamie is some of those differences between the type 1 and the type 2 and what you can do out there to help protect yourself and treat yourself or get the right treatment, I should say, for your diabetes. So first of all, Jamie, tell us a little bit about yourself and then your involvement with Diabetes Management and Supplies.
Sure, yeah. I've been with Diabetes Management for about 7 years now. The company is born and raised here in New Orleans, Louisiana. We just celebrated 20 years in business.
Wow, that's great.
Right. So, and we have grown the company starting with the type 2 patients, just selling the strips and that sort of thing, and have over the last 2 years really grown our type 1 business. I came to Diabetes Management and Supplies, first of all, for a personal reason. My brother was diagnosed when he was 11 years old with type 1 diabetes, so drew me into the company right off the bat. And the overall goal has been maintained with Diabetes Management and Supplies to be a company that can provide the information, the tools, and the resources needed to help manage all types of diabetes, and speaking to each individual group as what works best for them. Gotcha.
So I don't know if there's to say that one has more history than another. But we get bombarded with type 2 all the time. So let's talk, first of all, about type 1. Because type 1 is more on the genetic side and not necessarily something that you can say, okay, you know what, I don't want this anymore. Let me take a couple pills and some liquids and stand up and down and shake my head and get rid of it.
Right.
So share your insights on the type 1.
Sure. Type 1 diabetes is the one that you have to deal with every day. There is no cure. There's only a way to manage. And fortunately, at this time, technology has really come up in the industry, and they're getting closer and closer every day to closed loop systems, which is, the insulin going in. A machine is calculating what needs to be calibrated in order to eat that next meal instead of the person. So when you have type 1 diabetes, you sit down and you see your plate, okay, and you or I sit down and we just see chicken and rice or whatever it is. Somebody who lives with diabetes sees this is 45 carbs, and that means I need to take how much insulin. So it's a constant thought process. And fortunately, as I said, technology has come a very long way. We have continuous glucose monitors now that measure the blood sugar every 5 seconds. It shows you this awesome trend of where your blood sugars are going, instead of these little bitty snapshots where you might be over-treating or under-treating, not knowing, how your meal, how your previous exercise is affecting you. So it's a great place and time to be able to provide these products to patients.
Right. And I remember being in college, and my fraternity brother, like, so he had type 1.
Right.
And he would he would come into my room and say, dude, we got to eat. Like, it's time. It's right now. We got to go.
It's time.
Well, I know his name is Fox. And I know Fox. It's 6 o'clock. It's dinner time. But no, dude. I just shut up.
Right.
It's time to go.
We
gotta go. We gotta go.
Listen to me now.
Listen to me now. And we would have, and then at night we would. We still talk about it this day. This was 20 plus years ago now. Going to Kmart and doing midnight runs for sugar-free cookies, because that's what he could have.
Yeah.
And
fuel.
I eat all the time. Everybody who knows me knows that as my stepdad says, I work out to support my eating habit. So I do what he was about. All right, dude, let's go. Let's go eat. And I'm fully aware of what it's like to have friends like that and know when it's a schedule, it's time to go. It's time to eat. Got to do it.
So so the benefit now, like I was saying, that thought process of him having to stop and say, okay, I'm going to take this. Where am I right now, so that I know when I actually have to get to that store and get those cookies, right?
Yeah.
We have narrowed, the manufacturers of these great products have narrowed that window of error, okay? So hopefully you can make it all the way to the store and back.
Right. But he knew, and from years about it, and I remember him telling the story, he was diagnosed with it. I think it was either in junior high or elementary school, and he was just fatigued all the time. Right. He was tired and couldn't figure out, why am I tired all the time? Why am I tired all the time? And then, they diagnosed him, and this was, probably the late 80s for him. So obviously technology and science has improved tremendously over those years. And someone who is, a 10-year-old or an 11-year-old now probably has a lot more confidence in how to be treated and know which direction to take.
It's definitely becoming a different world. A lot of you'd be surprised though how many people are not aware that the products are out there and what their options are. So it's one thing that we're able to bring to the table also at DMS is just like your eating habits are not the same as my eating habits, right?
Right.
Your lifestyle is different than my lifestyle.
Correct.
The product has to fit the patient, right? It's why they make different products. So we are able to carry all of the different brands. One person likes Nike, let's get them some Nike. One person likes Reebok, let's get them some Reebok, because that's going to make them get out there and take care of themselves more. It's going to make them go out and exercise more and be happy with what they're doing. So we are able to offer all of the different brands so that we can suit our patients' lifestyles.
So you talked about brands, you talked about Nike and Reebok. So what a great segue that is. So let's learn a little bit here about some shoes and diabetic shoes, because before you and I, spoke off the air, I didn't know about diabetic shoes. So let's see some of those shoes that you brought with us, and then you can explain what DMS does for them and why they're important.
I do have to say they are not what they used to be. If you would have seen diabetic shoes years and years ago, it was one type of shoe that was one huge clog, basically.
Yeah, these are actually kind of stylish now.
Right?
Yeah.
They're nice, huh? So, and most of the time covered by your insurance. So this
even better,
right?
Because Air Jordans are not covered by the insurance.
All out of pocket there.
Completely.
Not these here.
Completely.
So, and it's one of the only products that insurance covers as a preventative product. Okay, so this is meant to help prevent issues with diabetes, neuropathy, calluses. That can cause infection. And then you get this snowball effect, right, of just not feeling well. So what we do is we get the shoes in. We have a catalog that you can order from, a few different options for you, and you choose what you'd like, and then the insert is actually heat molded to the foot, so it's a perfect fit for that person.
Oh, wow, customized shoes or inserts. That's fantastic. So
Exactly.
how can they get shoes like this? I mean, where do they go? Do they obviously they don't go to Foot Locker or the Athlete's
don't
Foot
try a
or
Foot Locker.
Neiman Marcus or anything like that?
You can come straight to us.
All right.
We have fitters that go out to different locations and fit our patients. Call our 1-800 number. It's 888-738-7929. We can get you hooked up with one of our fitters so that they can start the process with you. One thing to note is you have to have a diagnosis of diabetes along with one other diagnosis, something as simple and common as hypertension. So, give us a call and we can help you through that process and get you a brand new pair of shoes.
That's fantastic. And obviously, men and women, you don't have to. It's not a unisex shoe.
No.
Where everybody's got to go into the same clog, and that's not real attractive.
No.
So this is pretty cool that you have these, because obviously balance also is important. Blood flow is important, and balance obviously relates now back to Movement Academy, which is also can work great with diabetes.
It's perfect.
You have to learn balance. You have to regain your balance. You have to constantly work on it. And we talk about that every month. And again, some refreshing air here that it's extremely important to continue to use that balance, because when you fall, so what happens if a diabetic bleeds, for example? I mean, are there any potential issues beyond that if they slip and trip and now they have a cut?
Well, you lead into the whole, process of trying to fix and heal. You have diabetes, your immune system can become compromised. So fighting that off, again, becomes that snowball effect, which can cause some problems down the road.
Right. More than, I'm not going to say normal person, but someone who does not have diabetes as far as their possible blood clotting and other issues beyond that.
Simple as, getting the flu. A flu for somebody who has diabetes, that is, weeks and weeks of downtime that somebody maybe a bit more healthy would not have that issue with.
Right. So exercise is an important part of staying healthy for everybody, as we talk about, whether you have type 1 or whether you have type 2, and we'll get into that here after our break here in a few minutes with our next guest that's going to come on and talk a little bit about eating and healthy choices, and we'll get more into type 2 on that aspect of it. But some of the, you were saying before that the 7 points. So exercise is one of those points.
Correct. So exercising, monitoring, like I was talking about with the different products, know what your adjustment is. Healthy eating is a huge thing that we're going to talk about as well. So all of these aspects, come together to help our patients better manage diabetes. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. It's just a matter of knowing what is out there and how you can improve your numbers, feel better overall. Having those high blood sugars, you wake up in the morning, you feel groggy like your friend did when he was diagnosed. And feeling that way every day is not something that anybody wants to do.
No, not at all. And that's something that, coffee or tea
just
does not
help.
That's not a
correct. Right.
Unfortunately, caffeine doesn't do anything for that.
But if you get out there and move and exercise, go for a walk, bring those blood sugars down a little bit, it's going to do a lot more for you than a cup of coffee.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And coffee is important, and I enjoy a cup, maybe 2 in the morning.
Right.
But we'll talk about that aspect another day. But, yeah, get out there, be active. Don't say, I have diabetes, I can't do anything. No, don't let that slow you down. That's even more reason to be healthy, even more reason to be active, to exercise.
Very true.
To watch what you eat. Get treated properly, and then medication can work even better when your lifestyle is healthier and reflects that. So tell us, we'll get a little bit more when we come back with Eloise. But we look forward to seeing you in a few minutes, so stick with us.
Father, you are the great physician who promised that you will place none of these diseases upon us. You are our healer. You are our deliverer.
Dr. Cindy Trim is coming to the city of New Orleans in a prophetic prayer summit Friday, November 3rd through Sunday, November 5th at Light City Church, 6117 St. Claude Avenue, New Orleans, Louisiana, 70117. Dr. Trim, a powerful and anointed prophetic word and prayer warrior, is called to the nations for this season. Do not miss this opportunity to sit under the anointing of the Holy Spirit to receive all that God has for you in your next season. Dr. Cindy Trim, live at the Prophetic Prayer Summit at the Light City Church, 6117 St. Claude Avenue, New Orleans, Louisiana, 70117. Hosted by Chief Apostle Leonard Lucas Jr. in the Light City Church, New Orleans. For more information, call 504-279-1300. That's 279-1300.
I'm Matt Peale from Movement Academy. When my grandmother was in her late 50s, she began walking for exercise. When she got into her 70s, she went to a community center and added resistance training. Now, just turning 90, the signs of dementia have finally caught up with her. But without those decades of exercise, how soon would dementia have taken control? Movement Academy has your parents and grandparents in mind when we designed our active aging system. It is a fact. Our brains and body decline as we age. But by improving the neuroplasticity of the brain, combined with balance and coordination exercises, people can improve their memory and agility. No instructor or gym membership needed. Exercise in private or with friends. Take advantage of our easy-to-follow balance and memory restoration promotion for only $10.95 per month for the next 2 weeks. Go to movementacademy.net and click on Active Aging Program. Then scroll to the bottom of the page to sign up. Exercise anywhere, anytime to fall less and improve your memory. We guarantee it or cancel at any time. Remember, Movement Academy keeps you moving.
Has a friend or family member ever recommended a doctor to you? A doctor that's near you, takes the time to listen, and gets to know you as a person, not a rushed number on a chart. A doctor that actually helped them get well and stay that way. More and more friends and family of GenCare Senior Medical Center patients recommend us to those they know and love. Why? Because GenCare treats them like family, like a friend. And isn't that what friends and family do for each other?
My family is very important.
We have the whole family under the same roof, as we say, and the same doctor who takes care of all of us.
Because everybody is healthy, happy, and to be together, you know.
It is awesome. It's wonderful. I tell my friends, I'm going to tell my family.
My wife is also a member, you know. We try to stick together. We've been married for 58 years, so.
Come feel the GenCare difference. That difference is why our patients recommend us. You'll see why.
Welcome back to our second segment here of the second half Health and Fitness Show, sponsored by Movement Academy. And this week we have Diabetes Management Supplies, and we have a new guest on this morning for our second segment, Miss Eloise Keene. So tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do as an educator, because this is, I think, the portion of the program and with diabetes that people really want to know about. They want to know about eating right. They want to know about nutrition. They want to know, what can I do to either prevent me from going down that road, or if I'm already on that road, how can I now manage it?
Okay. My name is Eloise Keene. I'm a registered dietitian as well as a certified diabetes educator. I have been with Diabetes Management and Supplies approximately 4 years, and in that time, we have provided education to the people of New Orleans in the terms of working with healthy food choices, increasing physical activity, looking for coping strategies for those individuals who have diabetes, as well as problem solving, because sometimes there are issues that need to be looked at.
Move the microphone a little bit closer to you.
We provide services that are a support group. We have a variety of different ways in which we inform, provide knowledge, enhance, give tools and enhance skills of those individuals who currently have diabetes. We have classes that we have organized and offered to members of the community who have pre-diabetes or obesity issues. We work with the type 1, we work with the type 2, we've previously with DMS worked with the gestational. So we go all around to provide as much services to individuals who have diabetes that enhance their management skills, because diabetes needs to be managed. Even if you believe that you're in control, there are issues that change the circumstance of the individual who has diabetes.
Right, and that's so important. As a personal trainer, I understand even I think more fully than some people that eating and diet is essential. It's essential for a healthy lifestyle, and it's not about dieting. It is about lifestyle, because diet, the first 3 letters of that word are die, right? And we say it all the
Nobody likes
time.
that.
No one likes to die. At least no one that I met that is still alive likes to die. So we have to make sure that we're eating healthy for the rest of our lives, and that helps to manage it. So tell us a little bit about what you have here on your plate.
All right, what I have here on my plate is we have a healthy plate choice. And a healthy plate choice usually takes a small plate, approximately a 9-inch plate, and sets it up to be divided into the sections of low-carb vegetables, mainly things like carrots or green beans or broccoli, Brussels sprouts, so low-carb veggies.
Turn it up so people can see. There's some. I don't know if you can zoom in on that one at home, but kind of point to it and talk a little bit more as you go.
Okay, so these are the low-carb vegetables. They're going to fill your plate. They're going to help manage that blood sugar to keep it into the good range, but it's also going to provide you with the extra nutrients that you need to maintain your nutrient health. All right? Then you look over to taking a third of the plate after you've divided it in half and use protein. And those can be protein that comes from a vegetable source if you're vegetarian, or protein that comes from a meat or animal source if you're non-vegetarian.
Like me, I'm a non-vegetarian.
Yeah, many of us are non-vegetarians. And it's a healthy choice kind of protein, looking to have low cholesterol, moderate amount of fat, so you're looking for that in your plate. And then on the other side are your carbohydrates, and these are the foods that are going to most actively affect an individual's blood glucose levels. So you're looking for carbohydrates that, one, are smooth action, that don't raise your blood sugar to where it's inordinately high and then drop it after it's over to a very low blood glucose level.
Right.
So you're looking for carbs there. We usually look at a meal plan for an individual who has type 2, not an individual who has type 1, because it's much more individualized for that particular individual. But an individual who has type 2, we can look at them having approximately 30 grams of carbohydrate or 2 carbohydrate choices on the plate, and maybe a low-fat milk on the side or a piece of fruit on the side. And that's usually at every meal choice. So we're looking for regularity. And we're not talking about diet, we're talking about a healthy meal plan to last a lifetime.
Yes, exactly. I think that's so important, and I don't get tired of saying it and emphasizing it to my clients and people out there. How do you prevent something from type 2 happening? You got to eat like this every day. It's not difficult, but sure, Is there? I don't see a macaroni and cheese group on here. I don't necessarily see the Big Mac group on here. And
you don't see the Butterfinger group on there?
I don't see the Butterfinger group on there.
It's not a
I don't
proper
see
food choice.
the mop bucket size of soft drink on there either. So, yes, we have to make changes. We have to shop in different areas of the grocery store, and that's super critical. And I know everybody is very price sensitive, but at the end of the day, one of the things I also talk about is waste, right? Do you want it on your waste? Or you're going to be wasting the food. And really, we don't need to be either, but we definitely don't need to put on your waste. So talk about eating to fullness, for example.
Well, people have satiety cues. And sometimes you need to look at your satiety cues. If we're talking about boomers, most of us were raised with that food has got to go to somebody else across the nation, right?
Right.
So
right. How many little children in Africa
Right.
are dying today because they
You didn't eat a hamburger.
They,
Finish your
they
plate.
didn't have that little bit of apple that you didn't have today.
Right. So what we look at is we look at the individual, looking at the portion size. And a portion size definitely affects where the blood glucose goes. When the blood glucose has had too great of a portion, we know it's going to go skyrocketing up to the ceiling, and it's going to take longer for it to manage itself back down to the regular zone. So you're looking at what is a portion size. I love to do the banana portion.
I love Eloise's tips on portion size. This is
All right, I'm going to put
things
my
you can remember.
I'm going to put my glasses on, and a banana should be no bigger than the size of my two glasses together. We don't go to the store and buy the jumbo banana.
So does that mean that when we go to the grocery store now, we're going to have everybody sticking bananas up on their face?
Probably.
Eyeballs?
Well,
Hey, we know if we see that.
If we see that,
that
then
message has
you
gotten
watch the
out.
show. So when you talk about is advertising effective, go to your grocery store and put the banana on
right.
your face.
Exactly.
We'll
See what
be looking
happens.
for you.
yeah.
Right.
I mean, that makes good sense. When you eat an apple, when you buy 3 apples and they're a pound, we know that apple's too big. We want you to choose an apple that's smaller. Many times you'll find that they have those little packs where they have the small apples there, the small oranges there, the small apples there. If you have diabetes, then 1 carb choice apple is one of the small apples in the pack,
Right.
versus going out and buying a 6-ounce apple. 1, calorically, you'll have more calories. 2, you may see that spike in the blood glucose. So what you're looking at is trying to find a portion. If you've got spoons at home, use your
Use 'em.
spoons.
Use
If you
them.
have measuring cups at home,
Use them.
Use them. We know that we all eat with our eyes, and we guesstimate our sizes once we've tried this for a short period of time. My firm belief is if somebody likes something, a half a cup is the size of a small baseball field. If you don't like it, it's like
A small baseball field. Huh?
well, you've seen people pile their plate.
Yeah,
it's
true.
not, and it's a healthy plate, but it's a healthy plate that's not piled 5 inches high.
Right.
It's a healthy plate that's
Right.
even.
Right.
Because-
you don't have to win at the buffet game at your own house. So
Right.
that's because that's your money going towards it. So as we start
And that's your waistline going
right,
towards it,
that is your
too.
waistline getting towards it. So this is such great material to share with everybody, and we appreciate both y'all coming down here
Thank you.
today and
Yes, thank
sharing
you
this
for
for the
inviting
type
us.
1 and type 2 diabetes. And remember, go to Diabetes Management Supplies if you need the shoes, if you just need overall consulting with your diabetes, and let's make ourselves a lot healthier. So we'll see you again in a couple minutes here on our next segment, and we're going to talk a little bit about actually doing some exercise. So make sure you stay with us. Cinder's up next, too.
Father, you are the great physician who promised that you will place none of these diseases upon us. You are our healer. You are our deliverer.
Dr. Sidney Trim is coming to the city of New Orleans in a prophetic prayer summit Friday, November 3rd through Sunday, November 5th at Light City Church, 6117 St. Claude Avenue, New Orleans, Louisiana, 70117. Dr. Trim, a powerful and anointed prophetic word and prayer warrior, is called to the nations for this season. Do not miss this opportunity to sit under the anointing of the Holy Spirit to receive all that God has for you in your next season. Dr. Cindy Trim, live at the Prophetic Prayer Summit at the Light City Church, 6117 St. Claude Avenue, New Orleans, Louisiana, 70117. Hosted by Chief Apostle Leonard Lucas Jr. and the Light City Church, New Orleans. For more information, call 504-279-1300. That's 279-1300.
Tired of feeling like a number instead of a person when you go to the doctor? Well, at GenCare Senior Medical Center, we know your name. We know your family. We know you like a friend and treat you that way.
Sometimes I forget she's the doctor, and I'll say, girl, you know I had a headache so bad the other day.
I like GenCare's approach. I smile when I leave GenCare.
I'm just like going to one of my relatives' house. I can sit down and talk. I feel like family.
I really enjoy my doctor. I have a personal relationship with him, and he truly is devoted to healthcare providing rather than just make a buck.
Oh, Dr. Jones and I are experiencing a great relationship because he listens. Just because we've gotten older, it doesn't mean that we're not able to do.
At GenCare, our doctors take the time you need. We listen. We don't rush you. Isn't it time you felt the GenCare difference?
All right, welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Sinder.
Good morning, sir.
How
Mr.
are you?
Matt, I'm good.
Excellent, excellent. So last month we talked about Sinder doing some functional movement assessments as she starts her Movement Academy program. So today we're actually holding her feet to the fire.
Wow.
And we're going to have her.
Fire.
Yes, we're going to have her do a few of the things in the functional movement screen. So what the functional movement screen does, it's a postural assessment. So it's actually a number of different movements, but we're not going to do all of them.
Okay.
We're just going to do an overhead squat.
All right.
We're going to do a trunk stability push-up.
Alrighty.
We're going to do the rotary assessment.
My goodness.
All right, and then we'll attempt to do the inline lunge, and we'll see how those go. So this is obviously the before.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be awkward. It's going to not probably go very well.
Very scary.
And that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then as she goes through the program, we're going to show you all at home how your movement can improve, how your postural development can improve, your muscle memory, your functional movements, your range of motion. So when you start a program like this, it's all right to be all kind of cattywampus and off balance. That's the point. Right? We got us, yeah, cattywampus. I don't even know how to spell that, but it works for me. So it's step one. Mm-hmm. And then as we go through, like anything else, you're going to improve.
Okay.
So this is our first assessment on it. So we'll first start off. I know you're dressed very nicely today because you have a meeting right after. So we're going to first do what's called an overhead squat assessment.
Okay.
So I'll do my best to demonstrate, right, and then see how bad I am also.
Yes.
All right, so overhead squat assessment, we put our hands straight up in the air. And then all we're going to do is we're going to do a squat.
Oh,
All right, I'll demonstrate first, and then you can go. So
yes,
we come down.
Oh, no.
And straight up. All right, so what I do is we grade on a 3-2-1 basis. 3 meaning you're very proficient in it and the moves are well, and we'll show those on the screen later on.
Okay.
2 means kind of okay, and 1 means you definitely need some improvement.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
So let's go ahead and see you do your first one.
You're going to show me again, or?
No, you're up.
Hands
you're
up.
Hands up.
Okay, and then I'm going to do
the squat as best as you can.
Okay, that's all I can do.
That's all that you can do?
Yes, sir.
All right, and come up. All right, I'm going to give you a 1 on that, which is fine. That means you need lots of improvement, and we'll go through it as the next few months and improve that. Okay. So it's okay. Don't worry about it. There's lots of kids out there that can't do it either.
Oh.
Okay. So the second one, trunk stability push-up, we're going to get down the ground, and I'll show you that one.
Yes,
so I'll get down on the ground first. Mm-hmm. We're going to be face down, hands underneath our shoulders here, and we're just going to do 1 push-up. Okay?
Okay.
Let's see how that goes. Same thing, a 3-2-1 basis.
Okay.
All right, all the way down. All the way down. All right, let's see. Can you do one push-up? Go. Oh, well, that's on your knees. You got to be up on your toes.
I can't get on my toes.
Okay, well, that's fine.
That's a -3.
That's a -3. We'll make that a 1. That's a 1 also.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
That's a 1. Okay. The next one we're going to do -3. It's close. It's close. Okay, we'll make it inline lunge. We won't do the full inline lunge. We'll just do a basic one. So we're going to stand feet toe to heel, kind of like a DUI test. And then we're just...
Wouldn't know about that.
You wouldn't know about that. Well, that's what they say out there. I don't have one either, so it's okay. We're going to step forward. We're going to lunge down. Come up. And bring our feet back. Okay, then we'll have to do it the other direction also. With the other foot forward. Down. Up. And back. Okay? All right, your turn.
Forward.
Forward. Step a little farther. Step a little farther. All right. Now down as low as you can go.
I'm going to fall down.
Watch your balance. Right.
Okay.
All right. And up.
Up.
Okay. Bring your feet back.
Back.
Okay. Now switch your feet around.
Okay. That.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Give it again.
Forward.
Forward.
Down.
Down.
Back.
And back.
Back.
All right. I'm gonna give you a 1 on that one too. So also I should say.
What do you have against me?
I don't have anything against you. It just means you have opportunities for improvement. Isn't that what they said in school? You have improvement opportunities for your behavior and character. So we'll look at it like that, right?
Yes.
Well, and that's your behavior and character.
Matt.
So that's what the functional movement screen is. So as you go through the program, those are just 3 of the movements on it.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see how your muscles develop. We're going to see how your balance improves. And that's the important part. Again, it's not that everybody needs to be a gymnast or a bodybuilder or even a personal trainer, but these are movements out there in life. When you bend down and get your keys, if those are your keys on your ground, how are you going to pick those up and still not fall?
And not fall.
Or not worry about, oh my God, how can I get back up again?
Correct.
If I happen to fall on the ground, how can I get up?
Right.
How can I, what if I'm reaching somewhere and not fall down or not bring the plate or the entire countertop down upon me? And that's really what Movement Academy is about in our active aging system, and working with people like that to make sure they have a better quality of life.
Wonderful.
So we'll stay tuned over the next few months, see how Cinder improves, if she can work her way to a 2 and then work her way to a 3.
2.
That's right.
A
That's
3.
The next one. A 3 is what she wants.
3 is what we're going after.
All righty. We'll see you next time. Got a chance to see Cinder in action and how she worked on that functional movement screen. We'll talk a little bit about that later. And it's important to get your movement, your postural development right. Regardless of what your age is, moving around, having confidence is extremely important and builds your self-esteem as well as your neuroplasticity and how you think. So we actually have our first caller today on the Second Half Health and Fitness Show. So let's go ahead and take that caller. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. My name is Brother Al Mims Jr., and I commend you for what you're doing because, first of all, I'm 64 years old. 34 years ago, I was ranked number 1 in the world in professional kickboxing, and
wow, that's awesome.
I still have a lot of my, my movements, good balance and things, because if you don't use it, you lose it. And what you're saying is to a lot of people, they got a lot of young people that walk like they're out of touch with their balance, with their equilibrium and thing. And so what I'm saying to you, sir, you got the answer to it. We just got to do it.
That's so correct. And part of the program that we have is also a physical education program. That's really where the company started. But when you're a sixth, seventh, eighth grader, that's really kind of a similar situation as far as developmentally as someone that is in their 60s and into the 70s and their 80s. Instead of progressing, we're regressing on the aging side. But you got to use that balance. You have to learn to use all sides of your body. You can't always be in a position where your strong side is going to support you. If your keys, and I use that example all the time, if your keys, I'm right-handed. So if my keys somehow fall off to the left or down and I have to go now use my left foot, my left leg to bend down and pick them up in a funny position, can that joint support me? If I haven't used it, then it's not going to be there, and then that's when your injury is going to come in.
Yes, right. And then there's a lot of people, even young people getting injured unnecessarily because of their balance, the equilibrium. And you spoke about DUI. That's a drug test for if you're intoxicated. But let me tell you something. If the police would stop some people, the police would probably think they're intoxicated.
Right. You're right, because even sober, you can't walk toe to toe. You close your eyes and touch your nose or whatever, all the different things that they do.
I'm telling you, man. So what I'm just wanting to know that, bro, there's a lot of stuff. We talk about dementia and things. A lot of things that would be that we wouldn't have the problem. People, and a lot of our people are falling and in the house and on stairs because they lack of balance. It don't have to be, man. All you have to do is listen to what you said and do it. That's all. Do it, bro. Do it. That's not Nike, all right?
I appreciate that.
I listen to you, bro. Keep up the good work. I like to talk with you. I'm gonna leave you my number, 504.
Well, give it to me. Give it to me.
1622.
Yeah, give it to me off the air too. I'll get it from you. But
well, my boy got it. He got it. All right.
Okay, so don't go anywhere though. Don't go anywhere. Stay on the line. We're gonna do a little game with you. Is that all right?
All right.
All right. So one of the segments that we have on here is questions from left field. So here we go, Mike. That's right. So we're going to play out of left field with Brother Al today. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right. That's what happens when you're the caller. You get stuck in a hot seat just like I do. Okay. So we're going to have some Thanksgiving and just overall, let's see, because we got the time change coming up here on Saturday. Remember, we've got to fall back. So we're going to have some...
Go back tonight. Go back to the regular time.
Yes, that's right. Personally, I don't know why we just don't stay at one time, but we'll get into that.
Stay on daylight. I'm so tired of it anyway.
Right. Okay, so here we go. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Question 1. What Indian tribe was Pocahontas from?
Pocahontas. Cherokee?
No, I'll give you one more shot.
Arapaho?
No, she is from the Algonquin tribe.
Okay.
That's all right. Okay. Now, continuing on the Thanksgiving theme here, what year was there, not necessarily set a holiday yet, but what year was Thanksgiving just officially recognized as a day of thanks by the government? We're talking way back now. So
I know. I've seen a documentary on that, and I'm gonna mess up. It was in the 50s, 1950. I'll just say 1954.
All right. Well, actually, when Thanksgiving was officially just recognized as a day of thanks was George Washington in 1789.
Oh.
Yes. But, all right, so the follow-up from left field is what year, because you're kind of close, what year was Thanksgiving officially made a holiday?
1933.
Ooh. 39.
Yeah, I see. I do. I like to watch documentaries and history, and so I remember something like I remember that somewhere.
That's all. You know what? I'd have to give that one to you because you're close. All right. So here we go. Daylight savings time. So what year was daylight savings time started? Now it didn't stick from that point on, but what year? When did it start?
Oh man, there you go. Say 60.
Oh, you're close on the follow-up. So it was started in 1918 during World War I to try to save fuel. And then it went away after the war was over. And then they brought it back again for World War II. And then it went away. But permanently, when it permanently became part of life in 1966.
Yeah, I'm saying I look at the documentaries, but bro, I get it across, but I'm not created to all of it. I get it somewhere in there.
That's right.
We got some more?
Well, we got one more for you. One more for you. All right. That's why I called it out of left field. I tell you what, Brother Al, you've hit more of them close than anybody else so far. Okay, so the last one, besides the United States, what other countries celebrate a Thanksgiving Day? It doesn't necessarily have to be November, but they have a national Thanksgiving holiday. Do you know what other countries there are? There's 6 of them.
Is that Britain? English?
Any country. No, it's not England. England is not one of them.
Okay. Oh boy, I don't know.
I'll give you one of them. The one of them is our neighbor to the north. What country is north of us?
I give up, bro. Hit me.
All right. So the country north of us is not necessarily Arkansas, although some people might think so. Canada.
Okay.
China.
Okay.
Brazil.
Okay.
Malaysia.
Okay.
India.
Okay.
And Korea are the other countries around the globe that also celebrate a Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. I didn't know there was that many. Now, I was ignorant to that. Now you just enlightened me.
Well, that's what we're here to do, right? We're here to enlighten each other.
To be corrected and things. I didn't know it was that many.
I didn't either. You know what? That's the beauty of Google.
Yeah. Well, let me say this here, bro. I want to get involved with more with you. I'm gonna leave my number with my boy.
Okay.
And hey man, you keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
You have a lot to offer. Okay.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Al. Thank you.
Peace.
All right. All right. So that wrapped up our first caller on the show from questions out of left field and some.
Here is a swing and a drive toward left field and deep.
And how appropriate that was with Game 7 of the World Series last night. I am a Dodger fan, and I'm okay with that. So Game 7, hey, Houston got to take our hats off to y'all for playing a great series. So we're wrapping up here segment 3. When we get back, we're going to talk a little bit more about some current events in the diabetes field and talk some more about movement. So stay with us, and we'll wrap up the show in a little bit. Thanks.
Matt Peale from Movement Academy. When my grandmother was in her late 50s, she began walking for exercise. When she got into her 70s, she went to a community center and added resistance training. Now, just turning 90, the signs of dementia have finally caught up with her. But without those decades of exercise, how soon would dementia have taken control? Movement Academy has your parents and grandparents in mind when we designed our active aging system. It is a fact. Our brains and body decline as we age. But by improving the neuroplasticity of the brain, combined with balance, and coordination exercises, people can improve their memory and agility. No instructor or gym membership needed. Exercise in private or with friends. Take advantage of our easy-to-follow balance and memory restoration promotion for only $10.95 per month for the next 2 weeks. Go to movementacademy.net and click on Active Aging Program. Then scroll to the bottom of the page to sign up. Exercise anywhere, anytime to fall less and improve your memory. We guarantee it or cancel at any time. Remember, Movement Academy keeps you moving.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Father, you are the great physician who promised that you will place none of these diseases upon us. You are our healer. You are our deliverer.
Dr. Cindy Trim is coming to the city of New Orleans in a prophetic prayer summit Friday, November 3rd through Sunday, November 5th at Light City Church, 6117 St. Claude Avenue, New Orleans, Louisiana, 70117. Dr. Trim, a powerful and anointed prophetic word and prayer warrior, is called to the nations for this season. Do not miss this opportunity to sit under the anointing of the Holy Spirit to receive all that God has for you in your next season. Dr. Cindy Trim, live at the Prophetic Prayer Summit at the Light City Church, 6117 St. Claude Avenue, New Orleans, Louisiana, 70117. Hosted by Chief Apostle Leonard Lucas Jr. and the Light City Church, New Orleans. For more information, call 504-279-1300. That's 279-1300.
Welcome back to our final segment here on the second half Health and Fitness Show. Great caller there from Brother Al. Thank you for calling in and sharing your information. And when we come back again in December, we'll definitely take a few calls. And December is going to be about the end of the year. How did you finish up this year? Did you achieve your goals? If so, great. If not, why? And then also a little bit about the holiday depression. Some people have some bad memories and just bad times during the holidays, and it's a tough time for others while it's a joyous time for some. So we're going to talk about some mental health issues and how you can combat some of the holiday blues that may be around in your life, and we can brighten that up for you. So just one more thing here on a health trend here for diabetes as we finish up the show, and that's from a study from Dr. Ralph DeFranzo from the University of Texas, and he talks about pre-diabetes and diabetes, and pre-diabetes being sometimes diagnosed as its own separate disease. But his study and his viewpoint is, it's all diabetes. There's no such thing as pre and now I have it and then post. If you have the signs, then you need to start taking actions now. You need to start exercise and diet. And that's really the primary treatment for type 2 diabetes, because it's not something that you have to continue with your entire life. You can help to cure it through your lifestyle. And that's so important. And I hope I'm hammering it home with y'all. Exercise, diet, exercise, diet. You heard today from our guests, it's not difficult, but it does require a change. And your mindset does have to be right. And sure, some of those things aren't necessarily going to taste the same. Does broccoli taste like McDonald's French fries? No, and it's never going to. But you know what? Broccoli's going to keep you alive a lot longer than McDonald's French fries will. So they are changes, but take them in small steps. Take small steps. Make a change for one meal. Then try it on another meal. Then try it on a third meal. Get yourself around one block, then 2 blocks. It doesn't have to be all done at one time, right? Take it in changes, and that's what it's about. So thanks for tuning in this month. Again, remember, it's going to be, the next show is on December 3rd, I believe, is the first Thursday in December. And we'll see you then. Have a great time this month. Remember, Diabetes Awareness Month. Get yourself checked if you think you have it. Movement Academy, we keep you moving. Thanks a bunch. See y'all next month.